It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we lagdo, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you lagdo, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you lagdo, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Good morning to you.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
So tonight, if you are just joining us, yes, the caption is really right. Nigeria Minister of Water Resources gave a press conference today to explain the reasons for the the flooding that is ravaging Nigeria. He said 80% of that water came from God, and only 1% came from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon. We need to dispel that misinformation, because when the government is misleading you or leading with misinformation, right? It is always better for the sake of those who have become the victims of this and those who are going to be, or let's say those who have always been the victims, yearly victims of this, which is purely on the negligence of these criminals, one after the other. So we'll dispel that this evening to start with. Thank you very much. Share the broadcast. Also, today marked the second year that Nigeria killed our own citizens, then denied them. And in the background, continue to hunt those they suspected to have taken part in that protest. NSAS memorial to the brutality continues. Nothing has changed. Nothing is changing. And one of the people who actually told you that rather than protest, why don't you go and form a political party? Today, in memory of those who died, we will do that in their honor. They are never forgotten. Yes, Nigeria happened. And this is more reason why we have been compelling you that stop feeding the beast, stop encouraging the continuation of this particular arrangement. If you continue, you will continue to be fed to the beast. So tonight, we will remember those Nigeria killed for asking for protection from police brutality. The only available clip, although unverified, the source is unverified, but the only lagdo dam in northern Cameroon that is the source of the flooding in Nigeria is this clip. Take a look. Lagdo River, ladies and gentlemen. Now share this broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and let's get started. So today, in memory of the young people killed by the bloodthirsty bloodsuckers in charge of Nigeria, led by Bukwari, the popular question then was that who gave the order? We know who gave the order. There's no point in going back in all of that. But what is wrong in remembering those who died? That even the Lagos State panel of inquiry, or is it judiciary or something, right, indicted the government of Lagos State in their own collaboration and collusion in killing innocent people that evening. And for the record, the looting, burning, and then every other chaos that followed happened after the 20th of October 2020. You can go on and check that out. That is why on the 23rd, after killing, the protest ended. The organizers, the protesters disappeared, and the toll gate was occupied by the military. You remember? Then 2-3 days later, there were rumors of palliative, coronavirus palliative. Then Nigeria government have locked Nigerians up for weeks without any support for real. Rather, they were reading about their government, budgeting or budgeting money for the coronavirus lockdown, or receiving donation from different parts of the world for the same coronavirus, right? So when they killed people across Lagos, across Nigeria, and that of Lekki, which was televised, the protest ended on the 20th of October 2020. And the arrests of innocent people who were cited at the protest ground across the state started as well. Then 2-3 days later, people started breaking into you guessed right, warehouses. Warehouses where they said coronavirus palliatives were stored when the people were starving. The politicians, they kept the palliatives for themselves to be rebranded for a period like this, election, or for us, birthday souvenir or party gifts. So people started discovering this, and chaos loom in the city, not just in Lagos, across Nigeria. At a point in Jos, the hungry Nigerians, they took over the roof. They took the roof of a building, a whole building. They took the roof off to gain access into this gigantic hall where coronavirus palliative, boldly written on each bag of food, were stored. But after conducting the worst televised genocide ever in the Nigerian history, where soldiers opened fire on harmless protesters, the propaganda started, the denial started, the cover-up started, and to this day, sadly, every one of us who witnessed that day, that evening that shook so many of you to your core, some people who denied that, today they believe their denial, and guess what? They are even stronger in that belief, even when their own panel of inquiry indicted them, even when their own governor Sonwoiku was on CNN agreeing that, yeah, the soldiers were there, they killed the people, but we're going to investigate. They are believing in their own lies, they are believing in their own denial. But there are those who lost their loved ones that will never forget, those who lost their friends, who lost their friends that evening. And somehow, when the pressure was so high, a young person who happened to be a former role model of some of you had this to say. If you don't forget, by the way, this guy, remember him? He made the proposal that the strength of the Nigerian youth lies in their social media engagement. That if the government really want to do something, they have to do something about this social media, internet, and all that. A young man, a lawmaker, at the heat of the moment. And ladies and gentlemen, 2 months after that, Nigeria banned Twitter in Nigeria for months. Sadly, the APC, Egbekegbe, who shared on, and so many of them went on. It was a big thing, I decided to bring all this back now. Some of this APC, Egbekegbe's vuvuzelas, that shared their own illiterate, criminally minded leaders, they decided to go and participate, to go and join another popular Indian social media platform called Cool in protest after they destroy and ban Twitter. That didn't last long. Many of them have to sneak back in using VPN. It was a big stuff. But the guy who actually kick-started that before the killings was this guy. Remember him?
Mr. Speaker, we need to address certain things. The Nigerian youth, the social media, the social influencers, all of these are making the narrative that we are seeing today, except we are joking with ourselves. Social media, yes, though good, has its negative impact. Let me first thank you for condemning the wanton killings and carnage that happened at Lekki. When I went through the comments, I could not believe it, Mr. Speaker. The curses, the abuses from children. And I ask myself, is this Nigeria? What is going on? Children cursing, people having the effrontery to enter an Oba's palace, hold the staff of office. culture is gone. Mr. Speaker, in the next 5 years, there will be no Nigeria. If we don't start now. The youth is not only those who do the peaceful protest. Those who have looted, who have destroyed lives, they are youths as well. Mr. Speaker, pregnant women went into malls, picked things and went away. When shall we change this narrative? I put it to all the celebrities out there, all the motivational speakers. This is the only country we have. The wealthy will go. When anything happens, what is our common saying? We die here. Please, celebrities, please, social media influencers, stop the hatred already. You have a means constitutionally to change government. It's called your
PVC. Desmond Idiot. He's a popular guy. And just 2 months after that, Layamo banned Twitter. And they all left. Information about Nigeria government, their activities, what they do, what they are doing, all of that, they are no longer on Twitter. And they didn't feel anything. All of the businesses, services that offer information, steady, stable informations, information to the Nigerians, home and abroad, everywhere on social media, on that Twitter, they were denying that access for months. And every day, Nigeria continued to lose millions and millions of dollars that is so scarce in that same country, because there are businesses on that same Twitter that are attracting their own customers right there. And for every transactions that they make, Nigeria gets its cut. The money goes into your economy. And that is why the failure of some of most of their failures are not really being felt the way they should have been, that could have actually triggered the anger of the young people than what you witnessed 2 years ago. But they got away with it. Oh, well, they are about to get away with it. So, because they haven't learned anything. Few days after the protests, the Lagos Abobakus, they decided to change the narrative as advised by Desmond Idiot. We need to change the narrative. We need to stop to, it's called dog whistle. I'm like joke. They said, oh, it was IPOB and SARS. I hope some of you are still reading it out there today. Man, don't think these guys are stupido. They are not stupido. That is how propaganda works. You have to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until so many people will begin to believe that. Even if you have to present evidence and say, well, this doesn't correlate with what you said. They say, but Nnamdi Kanu said, but some of these Biafrans are sharing it, and we know they are the ones who, but those they arrested are the residents of Lagos, pregnant women. These people who didn't participate in any NSAS protests at all. The record shows that they never participated. These are people who are now looking for, you know what I mean? For palliative. When they couldn't find palliative, they started mobbing shops. They started robbing shops. And some of them, I mean, what the hell? Like, is refrigerator a palliative? Is washing machine or flat screen TV palliative? How does that correlate with NSAS? But all this happened a week after they killed people at Lekki and across Nigeria. But they had to bring IPOB into it. IPOB, they want to burn Lagos. They want to destroy our Lagos. They said they will destroy. And so many Yorubas believe that to this moment. They still believe it today. And that's why I said these guys who are sharing this are not stupid. Do you get that now? That is how propaganda works. You need to keep repeating it. Repeat it. Repeat it. And before you know it, it sticks. And it will take almost maybe never to get it out of the mind of those who have actually been entrapped. Because some of these narratives are also feeding the bigotry of so many of you. Like I said before, Nigerians, lying to yourselves. Some narratives actually suit your bigotry, even if they are not real. One of them is this. Because I don't understand. After all that killings, pathologist, Lagos State pathologist, government worker came out and said 99 bodies were brought into government facilities by the military. They are unidentified bodies and they are not allowed to be accessed. On record, they showed the pictures. They showed these bodies at the Lagos State panel. It got to a point that they have to they fight broke out in the panel. But anyway, it's on record. So today, friends and families, loved ones, comrades, I'm not saying comrade, the comrades, they are gathered all over Nigeria. Okay? Some made it a big show, like what happened in Lagos. Some didn't. Some just gathered and they made a short of prayer and all of that for the soul of those that died. That Nigeria continued to deny. Do you get that? Imagine any politician coming out today to ask you, where are the bodies? Like, is that how heartless people are? Do they not have family? What about those they said they shot? I'll show you something, right? There are some young Nigerians that if you don't understand their rage now, why are they always angry? You don't even have respect. Disobedient, no get respect. Baba, they go beat you. You know where? They don't get respect. Do you know what they did to them? These horrible people. And what they're actually doing to you, defending them too. We'll get to your part. Look at these guys, right? They left home alive, unarmed, just, regular guys. Oh, we are going to go and say we don't want police brutality anymore. They killed this guy in Ogbomoso. They shot these guys at Lekki Toll Gate in Lagos. Some of them who lost their legs eventually have to be, supported by different organizations that also supported the victims of EndSARS protest 2 years ago. Some of these people who suffered these injuries, these lifetime injuries, Nigeria is not even acknowledging them because according to Nigeria, they don't exist. So how do you then want people like that to actually be patriotic? You are dealing with people like they are not actually like your own citizens, young people, and you are telling them Nigeria is for them. How do you actually explain that? Now here is where some of them, after the whole surgery, the whole thing started recovering, and people actually provided them with artificial legs that they started. Yeah. So some of them have to learn how to walk again. I think I have another one. There's another shorter one as well of the victims of the EndSARS protest of 2 years ago. Okay. Let's see if I can get that up in a sec. I think I found it here. So those are the people denied and those who survived. But they are never, for those who didn't, survive the attack, they are never forgotten. Because today they are remembered. And at the Lekki toll gate, before the arrival of the Nigerians who wanted to show their own, solidarity, and then in memorial of those they killed, Nigeria and Lagos State government, they already mobilized their security as usual, waiting for them. This was the scene early in the morning. But people still appeared anyway. Yeah, people still came because they are peaceful and they are just there to perform a procession, something that the government and the politicians in Nigeria should have done a while back. There are families who have never had the closure of that incident, of that day, and all the days of the protest until the 20th of October 2020, but rather it was in preparation of further brute force, violence. Showore was there, by the way, to start with.
Yeah, so Showore is coming out of the atrocious toll gate where Nigerians are lobbying that it should be made a national monument. We are here today, 2 years after young people were killed at this gate. We're demonstrating in pain of our lost brothers, and we hope to get them justice.
Can you walk closer? Can you walk closer? Walk closer. All right, sir.
And those who are responsible for this will be punished for their crimes against humanity, no matter how long it takes. The panel indicted the Lagos State government and the police, the army. So they have not implemented the results of the report of their own man. You know that. So that's not our business. Our business is to ensure that we shut down the business of killing youth. We shut down the business of lying about it. And we shut down every kind of government that has hatred for the people. tó bá ṣe ń lọ lẹ́ṣẹ̀ máa mọ̀ tàbá dẹ̀ di 2023 ẹ máa mọ̀ pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ṣe tán àbí wọn ṣe tán láti gbára wọn lẹ̀ nínú ètò ẹni tí a mọ̀ sí Nàìjíríà.
And then also, Barrister Femi Falana's son, Force, the bad guy, was also there as one of those who paid their respects for the dead.
Gabriel, Stanley, Lekon, Mado,
October 20, 2020. Yes. Now then we call remember. That is why we are here. Yes. Government they try to deny say it happened, but we will never let that happen. Yes. Have you not been saying? But I beg, I don't want to here. Hold on first. We don't want to make anybody make this movement in a political anything. No be campaign, no be anything. And we don't want day we just block road for everybody. I beg. So this coffins over there, more carry these coffins, more carry them go to gate. These coffins are very symbolic. Now here where they kill our people. So we go drop this coffin for them, make them get out. Now them get out. So I beg, more carry these coffins, go drop out for the gate now. Let's go, let's see the lock. Solidarity for
Now there wahala starts. Because immediately the solidarity forever. The Nigerian police ready to shoot and kill. You know, like in a war, what do you call it? Preparation for war. They didn't wait. But there's a part where somebody also shared something, just quickly, before the shooting.
What's your name?
My name is Fimbas. I'm here to agitate for the youth. I inside that water for no escape. Please, if I don't die today. Please, if I don't die today, I will not push. Now inside that water, no one is a bit swim. I drown, I almost drown. Now water, now the ground. This is the ground. Now the ground where it happened. I was here now.
Justice! Justice! Why are we here? Justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want?
Justice. Just that. Not violent. Even there was a part where I saw Mr. Macaroni. Okay, I think this one came first. That would be the replay of it, yeah? Okay. You know what? Remember, they were saying something earlier. Solidarity forever. Where they won't go drop the coffin. And so Allah started.
Let's go.
Then, boom. Soli anymore. The same thing the people protested for or protested against is going to continue to repeat itself because it is Nigeria. Soli, run, oh, run, oh, run, oh. I didn't even know they have this, is it a color? Protests. I don't even remember it, but I'll tell you what I'm saying, right? This, I don't know that Nigerian police get this thing. A machine they shoot abi. Here is another one. We machine gonna chase them with water.
Oga, go.
Now might they use winches they pepper me and food no be digest for belle. Just stayed, don't do for no back now. If after 3 days you never better, go see doctor. Make you read the paper with the inside.
That was at the Lekki toll gates. I bet it right now. The Lagos Sabobaku are like, shoot them, yo. All of them IPOB. Because everybody is IPOB right now if you don't support Tifnubu. We say, but what about the Igbos who are also endorsing Tifnubu? Those ones are real Igbos. But the IPOB, those ones are, those who don't support Boko, Tifnubu, they are IPOB Igbo. I mean, like, it's sad, isn't it? I mean, then some people were not so lucky. Even though Natiagas, their first use, they started picking up people. 74 people were also arrested by these lawless rogues that gave the right of way to MC Oluero and the other bunch of public misfits, violence merchants, when they said they were doing their 5 million man march. I mean, like, when is it going to really stop? No idea. But these guys were asking like 1 million questions. Like, what did we do? What did we do wrong? What is all this? This country, why is this country doing us like this, my brother? If you don't break the chain, you go complain until Nigeria break you. When Nigeria finally breaks you, you will understand why your papa no fights. The fight where you the fight now, or you should be fighting now. And if you fail to fight it, your own children, they are also going to ask this kind of questions inside Black Maria for doing absolute nothing.
Yeah, I just don't want my own like this. So, if you say I offend anybody, not only my phone in my hand, I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do when making this condition. God, wait till it happen. Don't be this kind of nation we want.
We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. We cannot continue like this. How will a harmless citizen come outside and you be?
We cannot continue
they
like
search us, no weapon. They search us. They don't send any weapon in our hand, and still yet they beat us.
No weapon, nothing. They pick me up.
They still beat us up. No weapon, they search us. They search everything in our body.
They beat me up and
they don't send any weapon in our body because still yet.
This is precious.
We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this.
They beat me. They do to stab my eyes. What have I done? God gave. First one gave power, but God gave. What have I done? I'm not a robber. I'm not thief. I don't utilize anybody. I never took anything from anybody. So what have I done?
I don't get any incriminating thing from
nothing.
Only my phone. Only my phone.
My nose is what have I done?
1 million questions. Nobody was able to give them an answer. They were asking like 1 million questions because they found themselves in that situation. And I know they will be freed. Okay? But they will also pack others tomorrow. They will pack others next day. They will do it again and again and again until you break the chain. You will break it. Don't worry. All Nigeria breaks you. They broke those before us. Some of us are active today, and we are now, rooting for the same oppressors to continue to keep us in that bondage because of the chin and the crumbs that are falling from their tables into your palms. Seriously? So that happened, like we said, it is never going to go away. If APC Egbekegbe do the abracadabra and they manage to transfer power to themselves through the charade that so many of you are warming up for, it just simply means that, well, they won. Yes, because they actually feel like they are winning. As it is right now, it is about to what? Like my guy said. Of time. There are flooding, reports from flood reported from all over Nigeria. I have shared part of that, deliberately to call the attention of everyone to it. Like, listen, don't suffer in silence. Some of you who don't even live in Nigeria, you have properties in Nigeria, in your towns, your communities, in the cities across Nigeria, because so many of us who feels like your retirement home will always be a place you build for yourself, a place of comfort and refuge, mostly in the either in the city or in your own small community there, or bigger as it is. Now this flood is ravaging everywhere. Nigerians are going to face serious famine. Maybe if they probably allow them, maybe they would then open their border and possibly take a batch of supply. If not, the farms that were still like shoring up the food shortages in Nigeria, many of them have been washed off. Billions of, hundreds of billions of naira worth of, investment, agricultural investment have been destroyed. Not to talk of over 100,000 homes that we have heard have been destroyed. However, this, some said, is due to the climate change. Others said, well, I mean, you might not be totally wrong if you point to climate change as the reason that led to this surge in the water level that is now drowning so many communities. I'm talking about thousands of communities. This is not even like a 10, 15, 20. We are talking about thousands, including state capitals in Nigeria. These are not being talked about enough. But the reports that first came out was that Bokwari's government, the APC, Egbekegbe, have approved $1 million. How much is that in naira? 500 or so, well, 700 million naira to help the victims of this flood. But they are not stopping there, because they actually have a different idea of why you have been washed away from your homes, and why over 600 people have been killed in Nigeria. Kalu made mention of something like, gone are the days when our forebearers, they used to sacrifice cows or sacrifice to the god of water to stop any kind of flooding like this, right? So he was referring to the olden, and he also added, he said, but science, technology has defeated all of that. People have developed ideas that could prevent this kind of a thing. But the Bokwari's government, who have blamed everyone but themselves for what Nigeria has become today, they have not stopped. They have blamed you. They have blamed, they've blamed everyone. They've blamed God. Well, I don't think they are blaming God for this one, but they are just telling you that, well, somehow indirectly, it's just God. Remember, we said something about a lagdo dam in Cameroon. This dam is a very huge dam built to collect the water from a lake called Lagdo Lake. I'm going to show you something, okay? so that you and I can just pieces together that even if I am not a government agent, even though you are not a government agent, you know, technology, internet has made things so easy that there are some information that you can actually get right there, the top of your palm. Yeah, right there on your palm, your phone. This same phone or device you are using to watch Maiyegun right now, except your TV, even your TV, you can search for things that you're curious about, names, keywords. They give you an idea. And this helps in understanding when people who are supposed to even know better, who are government agents, who have raw information, raw data, if they have any, should be speaking responsibly and professionally. But in Nigeria, even somebody that they say is a PhD holder, if you want to press his mumu button or a mumu button, if they say somebody is a professor, I'm a professor of I'm professor of this and that. As educated as many Nigerians are, I'm talking about those who have actually, you know, obtained the highest of the highest level of education, research, and all that in their life. If you want to press their mumu button, just drop God. Everything will just, every common sense will just disappear. And politicians know this very well. So they are not so kind of shy or shameful in dropping God. Boom. And everybody will say, it's true. It is true, Jare. Stop arguing. The generation that believed that Julius Baja sacrificed his life just to build a common 100-meter bridge in a Korodu. Are you with me? The generation that believed that, they are educated too, but guess what? As educated as they might sound to you, as exposed as they might be, some of them even live abroad. If you want to press their mumu button, where common sense no go make any sense anymore, just drop God and continue to go on and talk about your, you know, your imagination of what that God is doing, to then stop taking responsibility, which is the key instrument of Nigerian politicians. For those of us who know them, once they start dropping God, or they start calling themselves deacon or deaconess or alaji or sheikh, or they start calling themselves pastor, reverend, you begin to, if you and I won't talk, Mo will talk. Leave God out of that conversation for now. If we want to talk about God, that's a different conversation. Do you understand? Because they love it. Majority of you do that, don't you? You do that even on Maiyegun's Diary Political. Sometimes when you talk and talk and talk, because you have no idea what is it going to be like, that moment, there's so much going on in your head. Like you are like, whoa, Maiyegun, it's only God that can help us. See that? That moment, all tension, all apprehension will suddenly just simmer. Say, it's true, Sha. It's true. So no wonder the Minister of Water Resources in Nigeria, who have been receiving a budget of hundreds of billions over time, to face the camera and answer the question of, well, I think this is where we're going to start from before we get to the minister. This is, once again, Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the dam holding the water from Lagdo Lake. You see, the force of that water is the same force entering Nigeria in the last few months. they continue to release it and release it. But there was an arrangement in place since 1980, but it came to effect in 1982 when Cameroon constructed that dam, completed it. You see, that dam provides electricity for northern Cameroon. It provides water, irrigation system in northern Cameroon. You know Nigeria share border with Cameroon, or you don't? Well, you do. You should. And this border that Nigeria share with Cameroon stretches up to northern Nigeria, including Adamawa. I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you on the screen. Now, when you see, once they release the water from the dam, there is a pathway, and that pathway is called Benue River or River Benue. Now, just like that path of water from that lagdo stretches like that and take it straight into Nigeria and straight to the southern part of Nigeria, which goes straight into the Atlantic Ocean by passing through Bayelsa. Now, all these parts, including Benue, everywhere, Niger State, as far as Niger State, including, well, I'm still coming to that one anyway, including Lagos, that your Lagos is prone to this. But Nigeria continue to, the failure that is part of the 62 years of Nigeria independence, right? People continue to suffer. So Nigeria politicians or governments, past and present, in their own foreign policy, the one they have with Cameroon is that whenever Cameroon want to release the water, Cameroon should let them know. They say the water usually rises every 3-4 years. Like it will rise that much that they have to release a lot of it. So sometimes Cameroon would yield and say, we are going to release some water and so time. Nigerian government will raise Hamba alerts. All of you in this also area, there's going to be flooding the moment it rains, blah, 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 blah. So they've been patching it rather than build the biggest of the biggest dam that ordinarily could have been bigger than Kainji. You know, Kainji Dam would have been bigger than Kainji and provided electricity that could have helped Nigeria to generate 24 hours electricity in some certain part of Nigeria for the past 30 years, like conveniently for the past 30 years. Bokwari happened in 1984, remember that, or 85. And some said that's part of what contributed to them never doing it. Bokwari came back 30 years later. And guess what? The flood or the flooding continues. And this time around, it's even worse. A minister in 2022, let me show you some part of Nigeria where this flood has touched. And then, people are currently, counting their losses, including those who have lost their loved ones. And finally, that they are talking about it, they are not even being honest about it. But he said 80% of this water in Nigeria today is from God. This is somewhere in Kogi.
Kiji ni gude for ya yete. Idipo.
So we heard that, the government of the United States is also sending money to help the victims. Some are already turning this into their own advantage of taking advantage of others. somewhere like this.
Cross like this now 500. 500. Toro cross. 500. Toyota canoe 1000. Jesus. Jesus. You don't go. You don't go. Once you fall like this, you don't go. They say person don't fall, you don't enter this money, sir.
And if you really want to see what it looks like, an image or a video of what it looks like from above, when the areas that have been submerged, taking a peep from the above.
I remember the prophecy of Prophet Nandekano. It shall come to pass when Somalia disaster shall be seen as a paradise, compared to the calamity coming upon Nigeria.
Thank you. It is sad, isn't it? Anyway, the Minister of Water Resources in Nigeria, a quota system Minister of Water Resources, have this information for Nigerians. Guess what? He's so confident saying this.
Stories I've been seeing on social media, I just laugh because they're misleading. Lagdo Dam releases the flood, its contribution to flood in this country is only 1%. Sometimes they release water without notice, and when they do that, it has impact on communities downstream. But it is not the main reason why we have flood in this country. 80% of the flows in this country is water that we are blessed with from God from the sky. This year's flood, I can assure you, we cannot blame it on Cameroon, to be sincere. Whether we're able to do that in Hausa or not, we'll continue to have floods on the river Niger and Benue basins. We signed the MOU with Cameroonian authorities. But since then, believe me, every year, once the flood season comes, it is the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency that calls them. What is your level in Lagdo? What is your level? Even this one, they told us when he called them, when he saw that the rains were, I was communicating with the DG, NISA. I said, what's happening in Cameroon? He said he has been calling them. They said they have not released any water. But they said they will inform. They are the ones that should be keeping us informed on the basis of the MOU. They didn't. Finally, they said, okay, that they will inform us tomorrow. They didn't inform us. They informed us 24 hours after they had released the water. They did the same thing 2 years ago. And we had to write, I wrote to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nigeria had to write a protest letter to the Cameroonian authorities that they did not inform us. It was after our rains had gone, then suddenly we saw flood in Adamawa area. And we realized, we're asking them for 2 weeks, they were denying that they had opened the reservoir, and of course it didn't go to the confluence. It was limited to the areas of Adamawa State, that was and Taraba, because like I said, the contribution to the flood by Lagdo Dam is not so high.
Can you believe that Nigeria, giant of Africa, who failed to build their own dam and utilize that to develop that part of Nigeria, it missed the opportunity. Then the minister is talking about MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, so that Cameroon will have to tell them before they release water. Like, are you joking? Are you serious? For how many years? For 40 years. Are these guys like, and that's what Nigeria is all about, okay? Since 80% of the water that comes to Nigeria is from God. Now, let me, in order to debunk that, okay, you and I, let us have a moment of, lecture. We'll do it together, all right? So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to connect to something that you can call the Google Earth. Like I said, some information are not really that hard to find if you probably look for the keywords of what you are looking for Thank you very much. The key words will actually lead you to seeing the emptiness of rogues like that, right? Now, give me a moment.
For those who are particularly responsible for the distribution of relief materials at all levels, please do not hoard these relief materials. From the Central Committee, as it is going down to the local governments, down to the communities, I want to see videos of how these movements are being done. And the committee should be able to brief the press, particularly of what you have brought in so far and how you are distributing.
So that's the Bayelsa State Governor reacting to this sad emergency, they will say. However, I'm going to please ask you to help me here. If the audio is acting up, please let me know so I don't just continue to speak. I'll talk without, talking. I'm going to read my comment on the side. Now, we're talking about where is Lagdo Dam and how did all this water made their way into Nigeria for the past 40 years, and why Nigeria's failure to build a same dam that could have served as an irrigation system for most part of northern Nigeria, that could have also helped the migration of the Fulani herders that are causing serious security upheavals all over Nigeria, something that is also helping in tearing Nigeria apart as we speak. So this is the world map on your screen, right? Like I said, once the audio starts acting up, let me know. So if you go on to world map, Google Earth, we are going to look for where is Lagdo Dam on this map. This is Earth. This is where you and I, this is where we are. This is the Earth on your screen, right? And you can possibly try this. Turn it around. You can roll it like a globe and see where all of us are. Where is Africa? Where is Europe? You can see all of that. But don't worry. We are looking for Lagdo Dam. So we say Lagdo Dam in Cameroon. And then look on your screen, please. So it's going to take us there. And Lagdo Dam derives its name from the lake called Lagdo Lake. That is where the name Lagdo Dam comes from. Annually, whenever the water level rises, this dam, which is right here on your screen, a big one, it's like within the mangrove of West Africa, if you say. But if you go a little bit back, where I want you to pay attention to the dots, where it is the Lagdo, Lake Lagdo. And then we go back a bit more so that we can see the border, the northern Cameroon and Nigeria, and how did this water find their way into your homes in Nigeria. Pay attention to this Lagdo here. So the map on your screen, if you are regular, if you are like very conversant with a Nigeria map, you can see this is Nigeria. Here. This is Nigeria. This is the lake here. Makes any sense yet? Don't worry. I'll show you where it leads, how the water leads into Nigeria. Now you can see that there are communities here who share border. Maybe not so close. For example, look at Jalingo. Look at the Lagdo Dam on your right. Look at Nasarawa, Lafia. And look at Benue, partly Makodi, when the water comes there. You know, Makodi, which is Benue. And then come down and you will see, hang on. Let me bring it up. Still talking about Nigeria here. So down here, you will see, you know, before the Atlantic Ocean. Hang on. Let me see if I can get that up. Yeah. So this blue part is Atlantic Ocean, right? Now from here, Lagdo Lake here, down to the River Benue, down to this part. I wish my cursor is showing on your screen. I really wish, but don't worry. So when you come straight down, you get to Port Harcourt, Uyo, and these are the areas that are prone to, you know, to this flooding, by the way. But let us go back to Lake Lagdo and the Lagdo Dam. So here is the dam up here. So let me come closer on your screen. So you can see where that water that is ravaging Nigeria is coming from. A moment. Now, let's see. You see on your screen, you can see Lagdo. Oh, hang on. You can see Lagdo Dam, and you can also see the Lagdo Lake. So at the tail end here, where this Lagdo is blinking, exactly there is where you have the dam. Now, if you bolding this again, you will see the path the water is going, right? Let's bolding that. So, do you see that narrow path? River Benue. That is River Benue. Hang on. Now, if you continue to bolden it, then you see River Benue clearly. So you see the path the water is taking. This is how the water got into Nigeria every time it is released. Are you with me? Now, when you continue like that, on its path, it can overflow and just begin to spread down like that. Now, you see the path of the water straight into, well, this is a very, very big map, you will say, yeah? But now, the moment the water gets so much into Nigeria, this is the path. It keeps going. And the left part is going into Nigeria. You know that? Now, if you, at this point, decide to minimize the map again from what it is, yeah, you realize that, you see this path on your screen is where on the map, right? If you do like that, hang on. I think I should minimize more. Now, if you look at the world map, which is round the earth itself, it means that once the water is free that way, it keeps coming down, and that's where you have your flooding. So let's go back again to what could have prevented that. Now, ordinarily, a supposed country who understand the damages that this will do to their own country, their people, their properties, and every other thing. This is where what Nigeria didn't do. Again, you see the dam, Abi? Now, if you bolden it, imagine here, once they release the dam from here, and Nigeria built the, I wish I could draw on this, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, so I wish I could, let's see. I can't, so that I could analyze even better. But you see this path that the water is passing through, Nigeria could have built a dam here. Just right here. And that would be them building a dam on river, on river Benue. You see, this would just be like a channel, just like Cameroon did. If you pay attention very well to the path again, yeah? Just like Cameroon did here with Lagdo Dam. They could have called it Benue Dam or anything else. Give me a second, by the way. So when we say, hey, you see, this is exactly what Cameroon did, yeah. This blue part is where you have that lake lagdo. Remember that, This is the water that is causing problem. The moment it overflows, it follows this channel. See what Cameroon did here, where you have this, see this red point on your screen. This one, What Cameroon did is that they blocked the water to reduce the pressure. And they built a dam here. I'll show you. Let's see if this Google map can bring it closer. See the dam. This is the Lagdo Dam. You see what Cameroon did? They even built road that linked to the dam. Can you see the road on your screen? Now, this is what Cameroon did. Cameroon built a channel here to control the pressure of that water, right? Then they built a plant whereby they could use that pressure of the water. Are you with me? Use the pressure of the water to generate electricity. Because it's natural water, it's God water, Abi. But it's going to wreak havoc if it's not controlled. Are you with me? So Cameroon built this. I don't know if it's appearing so large enough on your screen. So this saved lives in Cameroon. This is what Cameroon built, that Nigeria decided to go and sign MOU. But guess what? In 1982, Nigeria launched similar project that they are going to build. Hang on, that this water, once Cameroon released this water, and the water goes straight into River Benue, and all these parts, this Nigeria part, they are going to be destroyed by water. All these parts will be destroyed. All these cities, all these towns, all these communities, they will be destroyed. If nothing is done, right? Nigeria didn't do anything. So Nigeria went to Cameroon for 40 years. They were asking Cameroon to always remind them whenever the water is high in their own dam, so that they can begin to budget for NEMA, for people that are going to lose their properties. See, this is Lagdo hydro plant. Hydro plant is where you have a plant that is generating electricity through the water, the force of water. This is what Nigeria didn't do. So what is happening in Nigeria is not act of God. It is the consequences of the short-sightedness of the criminals who are leading you. They allowed the water from here to move straight down freely. Freely. If Cameroon failed to release the water, you know what is going to happen? Let me show you. That is what Nigeria is not telling you. And they are not taking responsibility. That's another sad thing, right? What Cameroon will lose is this. If Cameroon fail, remember, now Benue River, no be only Nigeria get Benue River. Sure, you know, so many African countries have this water. Look at the water. It's even like beyond Cameroon. Look at it. The water is beyond Cameroon. Look at your screen. It's a full ocean. Full blue ocean that gain access through a channel. And that channel passed through Cameroon, passed through Nigeria. When it got to Cameroon, they built a channel, converted it into something that will not become a curse, but a blessing. Look at this. That is their hydro plant. This is where, you see, from inside your room, you can see all of these images. Inside your room, you can see what Nigeria won't let you see, but they will blame it on God, or we should go and do sacrifice. We need to go and sacrifice. My brother, you don't know what you are talking about. Once Cameroon failed to release their water here, you know what will happen? The water will submerge this entire building, this entire structure, everything. She been a human being build them. She been a God get the water, Abi. And water no get leg, get hand, Abi. It will destroy everything here. It will wash everything off. Same way, water is washing your bed and everything out of your rooms right now. So consequences of one Nigeria. If I tell you I don't like them, I know some of you love them, but you don't know the damages they have done to you. And these are the guys who actually don't take responsibilities. Now they are saying it's God. Now I'm going to play that minister again, and I'm going to ask you, do you still believe this guy, the Minister of Water Resources, a quota system minister that said, now 80% of what, listen to this again anyway, and then compare it to what I have told you so far, and tell me, am I somebody you should actually not like? Do I look like, should I be somebody you don't like because of the lies these criminals are telling you? Really? Or is it because of the truth they are not telling you? Listen to this again and tell me how proud you are. How proud you are as a Nigerian.
Stories I've been seeing on social media, I just laugh because they're misleading. Lagdo Dam releases the flood, its contribution to flood in this country is only 1%. Sometimes they release water without notice, and when they do that, it has impact on communities downstream. But it is not the main reason why we have flood in this country. 80% of the flows in this country is water that we are blessed with from God from the sky. This year's flood, I can assure you, we cannot blame it on Cameroon, to be sincere. Whether we're able to do that in Hausa or not, we'll continue to have floods on the river Niger and Benue basins. We signed the MOU with Cameroonian authorities. But since then, believe me, every year, once the flood season comes, it is the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency that calls them. What is your level in Lagdo? What is your level? Even this one, they told us when he called them, when he saw that the rains were, I was communicating with the DG NISA. I said, what's happening in Cameroon? He said he has been calling them. They said they have not released any water. But they said they will inform. They are the ones that should be keeping us informed on the basis of the MOU. They didn't. Finally, they said, okay, that they will inform us tomorrow. They didn't inform us. They informed us 24 hours after they had released the water. They did the same thing 2 years ago. And we had to write, I wrote to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nigeria had to write a protest letter to the Cameroonian authorities that they did not inform us. It was after our rains had gone, then suddenly we saw flood in Adamawa area. And we realized, we're asking them for 2 weeks, they were denying that they had opened the reservoir. And of course it didn't go to the confluence, it was limited to the areas of Adamawa State, that was, and Taraba, because like I said, the contribution to the flood by Lagdo Dam is not so high.
See, boldly, confidently saying nonsense. And he said we will continue to have flooding. They are saying it to you. There's nothing we can do. But wait too. See, all these things I said earlier, and I've shown you. That's why I said, if you think any of what I've said is probably just, you're just saying nonsense, Maiyegun, can you actually look me in the eye and tell me that I have said nonsense so far with all you have seen? When you can actually go and grab your own iPad right now. You see this thing on your screen? You can grab your iPad and go and check it and see how there's nowhere you want to see that you can't see. And that's one thing about what technology does. Though it probably doesn't give you everything right there in the open, But what technology allows you to do is that you can get to debunk these criminals. And it is so insulting, right? When you look around and you realize that these charlatans are called honorable men and women, and they are deciding the fate of millions of people, including children. And then you look at it, you're like, man, Omo, no be like say fish or day, no, we not lie ourselves, so because where is it going to come from? They are the people speaking there, and he quickly attacked the social media because social media is the enemy. Social media is the enemy. They will say, don't believe everything you see on social media. They are lying. They don't like us. It's because they hate us. I mean, if people who expose them, if they hate them, what about you that love them? What happened to that love? What happened to that care? I mean, they should be able to reciprocate at least. Some of you come here all the time to defend them and then, fight and do all of that on their behalf. But the point is this. You are those who suffer the consequences of their own criminality. Because all these are criminality. And to me, they are crimes. The crimes that will never be punished because they can get away with that. Because it is Nigeria. And because the victims of all of this, they probably know less, should we say, of how much these guys have really messed things up. And the consequences of that is even like so fatal. And he said it will continue to be like that. Who say that? Whoever, I mean, and then you're building upon that. So good luck to you on that. So I'm going to take calls, okay? I'm going to take calls tonight. Somebody said I should go and check. Don't give me anybody's address. You can try it yourself. If you want to see Us Old Rock, let me see if they will put Us Old Rock on this. I'm going to take calls soon, okay? I'm going to start taking calls. Now, if you want to see Us Old Rock, all you have to do is, all you have to do is just go on that same thing, and just put it. Us Old Rock, Abuja. Hey, hang on. Aso Rock, Abuja. Do I have that? Yeah, I think I do. And it will look at it for you, just like Ifalo Wowa, and it will bring everything all over, and then you can begin to look for what you are looking for. This is Aso Rock Villa in Abuja. You want me to show you what it looks like, I can show you. Now, this is it. This is Abuja, right? Hang on. That is the rock at the top right of your screen. I don't know if you can see that. That's the rock. And if you want to go to the villa, you can see the structure. So if you want to see where Bokwari, Pastor Ruga, and all the terrorist sympathizers, where they are holed up. Oh yeah, let's see. Maybe we'll go see Bokwari outside. If it's not too late. This is inside the villa. This is Bokwari. Maybe they go even add my name to the people they are looking for now, because they are always paranoid. This is something anybody can check on out there. Maiyegun, how did you do this? It look like a miracle, and for you, Abi, it's not a miracle. Okay, this is Abuja. This is where Bokwari is. His office, the villa, everything you want to see, what it looks like from here. If you want to see the street view, you can get that. It's out there. This is Google Map. It can show you where is his office. This is where they put his office. Yeah. This is it. From the above. Now, satellite, they look at more. Satellite is there. So, this is it. This is Aso Rock. If you want to see the presidential villa, that's the one, Aso Rock Villa. Adjoining buildings. And that's it. For those of you who have been there, no be so, Ebi. No be so. That's how much I'm so wondering that when they say the terrorists in Nigeria, they are spending billions of your money looking for them. Something that children of 10-year-old children who are like a tech savvy, something they can easily do for you, probably as a you know, assignment or own projects. You get what I mean now? So all this is, they are there. Maiyegun, what are you trying to do? This is your National Assembly. No be so? No be your National Assembly be this? You want to see the inner, eh? Mo check. This is your National Assembly. For those who have been there. No be so? This is your National Assembly. If you want to look at it from the streets, this is it as well. For those of you who have been there, Maiyegun na old building, it no matter. Now the structure they there so. Now old photo, it no matter. But you can see it. It's not a rocket science. So if you are looking for Maiyegun, how do you get to know what is going on? It's because some of you prefer those who are going to come and lie to you as a source of information, because you are so lazy to even verify them yourself. You know what I mean? So if you want to go to Sambisa, let me show you that. I actually have the mind of showing you that, okay? Sambisa Forest, where the Boko Haram terrorist dwells, right? And how big is Sambisa Forest? So you can see it through the Google, through the Google Earth as well. You go look up like Ifa Oracle, Ifa Lowowa. So just give it a minute. It's like I'm loading so much on the system itself. So let's take a look. So it's going to look for Sambisa now. Oh yeah, Oracle. Bring them when we see Sambisa Forest. So you see, it on the show. This is the Sambisa Forest that if they build the same dam that Cameroon built, maybe, just maybe, today, this Sambisa Forest will not be occupied by terrorists. It will be a serious farmland where foods are growing and they are serving this is Sambisa. Sambisa Sufi. So if you go on and on and on, it's a deep jungle in there, right? And you can map it out. It's so huge. Do you see how long it took for it to get to this sort of a stretch, right? Look at it. Hey, hang on. I think I'm looking at the wrong one. Right. Sambisa. Maybe I should say Sambisa. Okay, well, it's actually the right one. Sambisa Sumfre Bita, Nigeria. You see, Maiduguri. So if you take a look at that, now you can have an idea. The spread, yeah, the entire forest. See it now. This and the adjoining. Now imagine if Nigeria genuinely, and the other African countries, as they have been milking and duping the government in Nigeria for free money as well, while they continue to allow the terrorists to make an easy passage in these African countries, yeah? So if for example, in the last 10 years, even where you sit down, so you know be a security expert, I know be security expert, Abi. Imagine what information these security experts have and the equipment they have to go there and survey and check, where are these terrorists? Where they? Oh yeah, grab them wherever you see them. These are meant to be like game reserve. You know what I mean? They are meant to be places where all of you should be going for vacation. You say, I travel to Sambisa. It's so amazing, man. Oh, dear. If you drink their milk, it's so natural. But if you go Sambisa now, Baba, your family go to pray, say, at least if you get luck, come back. Now, imagine for 10 years, Nigeria has managed. Look at this major road here. If I'm not mistaken, this looks like a road. Here, let me bolded it. Yeah, let me bolded it and see. This looks like a road. Yeah. And you can see all the footpath and all that. Yeah. Musari, Bari, Guonari, Bita. These are in Nigeria, I believe. They even have a center somewhere there. All of these are close to Sambisa. All these areas are controlled by they are controlled by Boko Haram terrorists, all these areas. So do you see why they said they are coming down south? Because all the greener parts are disappearing. Global climate change. The land is, the greener area are disappearing. They can't feed their cows. Yeah, because their criminal politicians from northern Nigeria don't give a damn about them. You see all this land, they are occupied by terrorists now in Nigeria. And occasionally or regularly, they go into Nigeria, that another part, to commit more and more and more kidnappings. Others are giving excuses for why they are doing the kidnappings in southern Nigeria because they can't feed their cows. See all this route. Maybe now all these things that they call the grazing route, Sha. It didn't show up as grazing route. I'm just saying, it's not water. See that line? Maybe they are the grazing route they are talking about. Because if I actually minimize the screen, you will see that all this path, they enter straight into the heartland of southern Nigeria. Where do you think they lead to? They go straight into Nigeria. That path that you're looking at from Sambisa, some of them followed by the Fulani terrorists, down, 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 down. So if I minimize my screen now, you realize that you are is in fact still kind of visible. Now you see, this is how they get the access into the interland, the heartland, Borono, and the rest. And they can kidnap from this place, and take the children straight down to their abode for days, and they will never be detected. So imagine if with the trillions that Nigeria is spending on insecurity, imagine if for the past 10 years, they actually used that money to fight the terrorists. Do you really think your food supply, your economy, ruined and destroyed by these armed terrorists that are being given amnesty and all that, do you really think they will be in existence at all? They probably won't. You believe? So, let me take a few calls for those who really want to be part of this conversation tonight, as it is. So thank you so much for joining me. And you can use a moment to like this broadcast, share it if you haven't. And I'm going to take calls if you have questions. Okay, in fact, hang on. There's a part that I also, caught the image I want to share with you here is the victims who are now internally displaced in Nigeria because of this flood issue in Nigeria. Peter Obi was somewhere in Benue, but look at the people as distraughted as they are. Listen.
that we are lacking classes. In the class, they are not the supposed to be 45 to 20. You can look at that block. You cannot go inside. That one. We are lacking classes.
Those are internally displaced people in Benue State because of this flood. And meanwhile, if you go to almost 21 states now, people's lives have been disrupted. A lot has happened, and then as we speak, Bokwari has issued $1 million to be shared to the survivors. I don't even know what that means. All right. I have a caller who probably want to add his own voice tonight as well. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun Baba. What's going on, man?
Man, nothing's up. I mean, everything is all right. How you doing? Is that Larry or Larry? Larry.
Sir.
Larry.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Baba?
Well, I'm good. I'm good, my brother. You're cool. I know that.
Well, I'm very well, and thank you for asking, Baba. So, well, you have been watching all this while, and we can tell that sometimes the reasons why they play with God's name in Nigeria is because they believe that a lot of people are so gullible, they will believe them. That's the part I tried to explain earlier. So, where do you want to come in? Where did you want to come in?
My brother, let me start by saying, my fellow Nigerians, we assure you.
Yep.
To be honest, you said it, man. It's quota system, and that's gonna keep killing us. When we put people that are not, they are not meant to be in the helmets of affairs, but we still keep doing all this bullshit.
We then expect God to just do a miracle and all that.
Yeah, we expect God. You see,
mediocre system.
A mediocre system, my brother. A very stupid system, that are filled with gullible idiots that don't even know their rights from their wrong, and then they still keep wanting to vote for people that are peeing in their butts, in their pampers, and they feel like everything should be okay just because it's from your tribe. Things shouldn't just go that way. You don't use all those stupid religious and tribalistic sentiments to do things. You have to give it to the people that are worth it. Just don't give it to people just because they're from your side. And plus, it is what it is, man. We keep finding ourselves in this old sugar honey iced tea, like I tell you, sugar honey iced tea, S for sugar, H for honey, I for ice, and T for tea. That's shit. We keep finding ourselves in all this shit because we fail to learn from everything that we've been doing wrong. We've been doing it wrong.
We continue to repeat this.
We continue to repeat our madness. That shows that we're mad. We're a bunch of mad people. It's only a madman that keeps doing something, like I always say, that keeps doing something over and over and over again, and keeps, they keep looking for, some kind of
different results.
Different result. They keep coming to you. The same person that preached change to you, now telling you that don't worry, I will rescue you from Buhari. My brother. And if you look at that guy, he was just talking nonsense. I would like you to play that stupid, conversation he had with the press again, because he said, let me say this before you play it. Maybe people are going to get it. He said, they should have allotted them 24 hours after.
They're supposed to notify them before they release any water. That sometimes they release water, and 2 weeks after, they were just telling them, like, are you for real?
Babami, it's just as if you got what I'm trying to say. He said they allotted them 24 hours after they released it. Fine. He said they should have alerted them before they released it. Later on, in a stupid conversation, thinking that he's some kind of fluent, sweet guy, he now made that stupid mistake by saying they denied releasing the water until 2 weeks after.
No, you didn't complete that part. He said, I mean, our rain came, and 2 days after the rain, we saw water. And we asked them. They said, no, we didn't release water. Meanwhile, they released water. I'm like, are you for real? Minister of Water.
Contradict and so far one to release it. And one might release it 24 hours after. Lawyer so far but I don't deny 2 weeks after.
They know their audience. They know their audience. There are those that will tell you to shut up. Do you know more than the minister? The minister said, why are you saying all this? So they know their audience now. Minister, I know my audience here now. I mean, it's just so sad that we are just part of the whole mess, honestly.
It's sad that we are part of the whole mess. Because if Nigeria had built his own dam, would we need the Cameroonians to inform us before they open their dam? For crying out loud?
And do you even know the multiplier effect advantage of building that dam 40 years ago? Just look at the one I shown earlier. They serving them in Cameroon. Yeah. Now Nigerian, they carry dead body. In Cameroon right now, then they turn on the lights. They are having their water. They are they are irrigating their farms. But Nigeria is picking up dead bodies, and they are blaming it on God. Millions will believe that.
Help our people. Help me. I don't know where the water they carry me, they go.
Nigeria, they carry me, they go.
I don't know. Oh, me, help me, Mama.
I will not allow you to. Help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me.
Oh dear, let me they carry you, they go.
Baba, no, the water no carry you go. Baba, come me and say, my tamo Gini, I'm for the rescue you.
Honestly.
Baba. Easy. Help me. Help me. Other metal with Tamogi.
Nice one. So I have another person on the line. Hello there. Hello, ma.
Maiyegun Papa.
Ma, how are you?
Hey, we thank God. You see one thing? That country called Nigeria, honestly speaking, they don't enter one chance.
So, you will never stop reminding us.
They don't enter one chance. Because you can tell these people between the Cameroon and Nigeria have been there for over 40 years.
So you watched that part, right? You were with us then.
Yes.
I mean, see how simple and how easy to explain that part. When I showed that part, that map, I just showed
earlier. They not do anything about it. You know why they're not going to do anything about it?
Tell us.
Because everybody is cashing out on this space.
Ton by ton Nigeria Limited.
1 million, I think America awarded $1 million or $1 billion towards this issue. I read it on Twitter.
Yeah, I read something similar too. Yeah, they send money to the flood, and they're going to send more. The more they have more information, and they see all this video, and people keep talking about them, and that's what Nigeria make money from. Disaster of the people.
The more people will sympathize with them, the more they will release money. Once they release money, the more they will embezzle. It's going to be shared, and they will even try to create more scenario. You see, this is why these Nigerians are center one chance. They are being managed and controlled by wicked bastards that call themselves leaders.
Very heartless people, man. Very heartless.
They are too heartless. The same thing happens to Boko Haram. Everybody is cracking out on it.
Did you see the map as well? When I showed the part they could probably Did you see the part where I showed the part where they could call their grazing route and how they actually could walk straight into Nigeria, do whatever they want to do, and get back into the Sambisa? Did you see that part?
I missed that. I was on the phone.
Don't worry. You'll get to see it when you finally drop this call and probably after the program. Yeah, there's nothing you want to see in Nigeria, ma. Everything you want to see about Nigeria is there. And I'm wondering, ma, that if people like you and me can have access to those information, if we look for them, right? What about those who are budgeting trillions every year to fight the terrorism, to stop the flood and all that?
When the issue of this, the sugar gas came up, a lot of foreign countries tried to, they came towards this Nigerian issue, tried to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
They were being stopped.
They were turned back, of course. They were turned back. They were like, no. We can do it. We can do it.
Everybody is cashing out on Nigerians, and these so-called politicians, they don't give a hoot about anybody.
No, they don't. They don't
The
care.
only person they care about is their fucking pocket.
Yes.
Pardon my French tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting pissed off with them.
And it keeps repeating itself again and again and again and again.
They thought about it. We took days for their so-called media to talk about it.
Yes.
Everybody just turn blind eye and say, you know, coming. I'm not somewhere. Everybody just carry on their stupid campaign.
Would screen? Nínú gbogbo ìta sọ yìí náà, àwọn kan tẹ̀ kú sọ́dà wà dání. Just for a minute, for 20 seconds, would you screen yìí mà?
Wow, Aquatiki, wow. Aquatiki,
And that is the problem. Nigerians, Ọlọ́run ti dá wa bó ṣe dá wa. A máa tètè gbà ká mú. And that's like people lè kọ́ yí pé àmúwọ́ Ọlọ́run ni.
So why won't a minister come and say àmúwọ́ Ọlọ́run ni?
Jesus. So, you know, Nigerians are supposed to gather stone Ọlọ́run, Parliament stone, our Lumini market. But they won't do that. They will be fighting for their oppressor. They will be abusing people just to make sure that their oppression continues to oppress them. For the sake of 2,000 naira, they will sell whatever is sellable just to support their oppressors.
Talking about sell what is sellable, do you know that some people, because of Tifnumbu, they intimidated, they threatened the Yoruba Nation campaigners who were supposed to have this big rally in Ile-Ife. They threatened so many people who were supposed to be part of that as we speak from participating. Like you said, how much could they have been paid to put that stunt?
And I will tell you what happened.
Tell us.
I was on bus 21 going towards Lucian.
Right.
There was this guy on the bus. Maybe he doesn't understand or does not know that I understand Yoruba.
Right.
The guy was one of the APC campaigners who is recruiting people for them up and down the country. He was pressing his bargain. And you know, I need to recruit more. He was working and bargaining. I was like, oh, these are the agents they are using against Nigeria Yoruba Nation.
You know the saddest thing, you know the saddest thing, right? Some of these people, if you actually, I'm talking about those ones you have probably come across in London and those you will probably still come across, right? Some of these people here in the UK who work for these guys, it's so sad, right? That they are not really different from the same vuvuzelas in Nigeria. And you'll be wondering, I mean, how could you be abroad in this UK for 35 years and you are this heartless and cold-hearted that you are a Buhari idiot and you are not even ashamed of it?
They are so
everywhere.
And
their
shameless,
lives,
like I
their
said,
lives is so they are so dirty as well. You need to see it. Whatever they can get is exactly what we choose what they would do. Excuse me, ma. They give them 20 pounds, 50 pounds to go and carry placard and say they love Buhari, they love Nigeria. They will do it for Tinubu.
What a shame. What a shame.
People who lived in
and
the UK for 30
people
years.
To start causing wahala between the Yoruba Nation movement.
That is
they are releasing their stupid audio.
That's the thing.
Pretending that one Yoruba movement members that is attacking others. And Yoruba movement people don't even understand that this is a tactic just to cause the mayhem.
See, people will learn a lot of lessons about Nigeria in this their charade that is coming. And that is why I kept saying it to people that care to listen. No matter how much attractive all of their display, photo ops, the mob, the noise, no matter how much they are, if you can hold your emotion and never get dragged into any of them at all, you are going to thank me after their charade in 2023 because you're going to know that thank God you did not invest your own energy into any of this.
Honestly, their wala does not even worth anybody's emotion. Honestly speaking, you need to make sure you keep your emotions healthy because these people are so toxic.
You know where I feared. You see, I've been talking about, some people will think every time I speak about the Tifnumbu people trying to profile the Igbos and they will leverage on that. They probably think it's because I love the Igbos so much. That is not true. It's because I actually love Yoruba land so much. Do you know one thing, ma?
Of course.
The agenda of these people, you and I, that are publicly known never to be part of this nonsense, even our children, they will bear the consequences of what Tifnumbu and gang are about to do. Do you know what I mean, right? Their attention is to do, they want to do few things. Apart from the tribal this or that, their level of propaganda is going to make it so much worse off that it will probably take the grace of God that the Igbos and the Yorubas will not kill themselves before February or after February in Yoruba land, in Igbo land. If you hear what these guys are plotting, it will take the grace of God for you, or let me say, it will take a lot of intelligence for you not to be swayed by the level of propaganda they are actually cooking up. You will see it. We'll see it. I'll do my part. Because you know what this is going to be? People who are going to buy all these lies, they're going to buy them because they are Yoruba. They're going to buy them because of the religions they sell to them. But it is actually not about all of that. It's just about them. But the effect of the aftermath effect, the aftermath effect, will then turn around and then hurt ordinary Yorubas and Igbos who have nothing to do with politics.
And I tell you one thing. I keep saying, when Yorubas were in distress, at Chigogo, where was Ojuyobo?
Because it is the script.
Yorubas are going to mayhem at the hands of Fulani.
Yeah, they have to deny them. They denied Yoruba.
Where was it? When they kill Omo Baba Fati Roku, Kini Ojuyobo Sosi. This man has been, driving and climbing on the wings of ethnic bigotry.
He was enjoying it as a Yoruba. It wasn't, back then, he wasn't interested in what's his business with the Igbos, what's his business with Eastern Nigeria or Northern Nigeria. He was enjoying that ethnic local champion in Yoruba land because it's easier. He would tell them, you better listen to me, or the Hausa will take over Yoruba land. Oh, you better listen to me, or the Igbos will take Yoruba land. So those messages sells well. To the point that today it is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. When you listen to some of them, you will think, do this guy actually know that it's not only Yorubas that are in Nigeria, and it's not only Yorubas that are possibly going to have to make Tifnumbu the president, Abi? the level of vile hatred and all the rest of that, right? Because that used to be the sellable message in Yoruba land. Once you don't belong to that side, they will say you are enemy of Yoruba land. Tinubu is trying to fight for Yoruba. You know what I mean? Now they want to go they want to go national. They have nothing to sell other than how dare you not like us? How dare you not like us?
Every one of them.
It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Because at the end of the day,
it is well. Thank you so much, ma. I'll show you. Thank you very much. Can you nice evening, Thank you. Sorry, I kind of stretched out a bit. Sometimes I kind of enjoy, talking to. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Oh, hello, ma. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Maiyegun.
Ma, how are you?
You see, I'm very well, thank you. I hope you're doing good as well.
Beautiful.
It's so unfortunate that people don't see how, should I say, gullible, and how this so-called government does not respect them. Because it doesn't make sense to me how a minister or a government official would tell you, the reason for a flood is God.
80% of the water came from God.
Are you kidding me? So God, of all the problems in Nigeria, all the problems, see everybody in faith.
Yes.
I want to an IDP camp. So, all of what was you show our them to flood the
collect.
How stupid can people be? There should be an upcry for that.
You know one thing, man. You know one thing. A lot of people believe them. They are called honorable men, distinguished, honorable, distinguished, elder, this and that. And
ever since I started learning about Nigeria and the true history of all the indigenous tribes in Nigeria.
Bless you.
I don't rate any big man again. I don't care if you're a professor. I don't care if you're a governor. I don't care what position you're in. You're stupid. It's either you're a part of the establishment or you're just downright foolish. I don't care if you're an honorable senator, whatever. Educational qualification.
Because they don't really matter anymore, do they? They don't matter anymore because they don't really count. There's nothing to say, oh, we are so grateful because we found all these scientists who, nothing.
Nothing. So for somebody to look me in the eye and tell me, flood go through you, so start to believe me, alone look for me.
And for 40 years, they believe that. For 40 years, they believe that. 40 years.
Unfortunately, I our government will be the one to push them
eventually.
To realize that
of course, now they are so close to that.
Yes, they need to start supporting their region for for their independence.
Bless you.
Government is push one to that point. Referendum.
Exactly, the point of breaking point.
Push one more. Yes. They'll get to that point. At this level, I want to memorial lady. Anything we do, don't do
Did you see that video? Every video here.
Who is traumatized? Mori.
I mean,
I thought traumatized already.
Hello, Justino Black Maria. Hello, Timobi Koniye.
And if referendum.
Time will tell. Thank you so much, man. God bless you for stopping by. More appreciate. Can you nice evening? Yeah. Thank you so much, and you too. Nice one. Yeah. So, of course, if you don't understand what our lady just said there, I would manage to tell you a bit about that. Okay. I have told people, apart from this jobless Lagos Abobakus that come on Maiyegun's Diary Political to cry every day, They go tell me, say, nah, Tinubu, I go kill you. But guess what? Now them, they get a heart attack, stroke. Because of what I posted, my opinion, my view, in a way. But there is a way Nigeria would always disappoint you. My caller, hang on for me for 1 second, though. Just stay there. Don't go anywhere. You see, those who are asking that Nigeria should begin the conversation, open a conversation for the indigenous people of Nigeria to come together and decide if they still want to be part of this Nigeria as it is, and if they want to be part of Nigeria, under what arrangements, or else may everybody go in separate ways. You are on the side of Nigeria, and I've told people, I said, no matter what we do on Maiyegun's diary political, they are actually not what will change anything that we are all advocating and educating ourselves for. I said, ours is just to keep the awareness going, to continue to give clarity to those who are confused, and continue to call out those who are like a fraud, who uses the empathy, the total confusions that some of you are suffering from to further swindle you and manipulate you. This is what we are doing. The people that, and also, I said, those of you who come here on Maiyegun's diary political to masturbate publicly for Tifnumbu, you are just giving yourself some, serious cardiac problems. Because as for me, as much as you engage with my content, it simply means that the further my messages goes, and other people will listen and see them. But none of what I say or do, or whatever any of us share on this platform, is going to stop Tifnumbu from either becoming your president or not. Whatever we say on Maiyegun's diary political, or what we do, is actually not what will stop Obi from becoming president or not becoming your president. What we do on Maiyegun's diary political is to tell you that nothing you are currently experiencing is new. And as always, you will come back with BLLB. But we don't want you to come back and then let it go again and then you do it again. And that is why I said Nigeria has a way of disappointing you. If you look at so many people who are today asking that let's just go our separate ways peacefully. If you look at those who accepted even Peter Obi because of the promise that they are going to, get restructuring and others, all those promises done, the bottom line is that a lot of people are tired with this arrangement. They want out. But no matter how much you try, it seems that the entire rigged system is still having upper hand. But in our book, no matter what we do, now Nigeria, and the actors in charge of Nigeria, now them go break up Nigeria. Look at those who are asking for the breakup of Nigeria today. Many of them, 5 years ago, they are pro-Nigeria. 2 years ago, they are pro-Nigeria. Today, they have learned better. They are asking, if you really love Nigeria, break it up to save lives. Jima, my brother. Jima Gudu or Gudu Yima, whichever one that comes first. How are you, Baba? Yeah. Thank you so much for your patience, by the way. So here we go. You have 1 or 2 things to add as well.
Baba, I have more than 1 or 2 things to add, but
please go on fire.
I don't want to raise my temper this night.
Well, do you know something? Do you know something about those who told me in the past that I don't want to raise my voice? They ended up raising their voice 70% of all the time they spent. Maybe yours will be different. Go on.
Baba, it's annoying now. It's annoying.
It is.
I have lived in Benue State. I have lived in Makurdi.
So you saw that part where we went through the map there, did you?
I know about 2 of my uncles. 2 of my uncles were commissioners in the first civilian governor of Benue State, Dr. Apeyaku. there were commissioners. One was economic and something strategic, something. And you know that dam, every analysis you've given about that dam is exactly what they told me, and they were commissioners in that government. It's exactly how they explain the flaws that we get from that Cameroon dam. Everything was fine. Everything was done until the time, because it was in 82, 83, when Boko Haram came and did counter coup.
In December and January 85. December 84, January 85.
Can you imagine? He stopped he cut off the contract. They stopped building that dam, and we are experiencing flooding from that time till now.
40
and then some
years.
idiot will sit down on national TV and tell you that it is God that sent rain from heavens to give us flood. Which manner of mumu-ism is it? Confidently being stupid online.
It is what it is.
Can you imagine? Are we where are we going? How do we think that a cow? Oh God, sorry.
Somebody said that the moment Buhari came with his coup, counter coup, and coup counter coup, since that time, everything now coup is been. It's sad, though, is it not?
And you imagine somebody who was, that video that you showed about that young man who was standing there, you could see it on that guy's face that he totally broken down.
Yes.
When he came to that toll gate,
yes,
he just knew, as in something took over him. Emotions finished him there.
You see,
he couldn't even run.
You remember we said something about PTSD on this platform, and we said if all of us can be honest for once and confess or think and realize how much Nigeria damaged us. And to this day, these damages, so many of us are still suffering from that PTSD. And we started giving examples. Remember that day when we were giving examples of, you are driving on the motorway, you are in America, and then you see this tanker behind you. And suddenly just remind you that this tanker will explode like in Lagos. So there's something that you get out of this way. Or you are driving a sort of a big truck is in front of you. You are behind and you are climbing hill. Then the Nigerianness in you will say, you better leave the back now. What if this trailer loses brake and kill you? This PTSD, then we took it to what happened to the recovery of the family members of the victims of kidnappings, those who lost their family members, or those who got kidnapped and got rescued or paid ransom. There are PTSD that comes with all of this. Then we came down to the police brutality, including NSAS. That there are those who actually witnessed the shooting. They've never seen anything like that in their life. They are young, but they were exposed to that horror. But because the government denied that it happened, nobody's offering them, or probably they are not getting adequate help from the trauma. So talking about that guy that broke down today, a whole man, he said, I could have died here. I could have been one of those who died. Then he broke down, he started crying. Right there, they came to grab him away and lock him up. Tell me about a state sponsor there breaking you down by all means.
Maiyegun, you are protesting for people who are out there to kill you. That is the irony of the whole part. Of the thing that I just tire. How do you arrest somebody who has broken down? You can see physically that this guy is mentally unstable. Police now arrest him and put him inside Black Maria. Are you kidding me? Are we all right in that country?
No, we're not. Yeah, it's 100% sure that we don't go because only 60 million, but multiply that by 2, I can say 120 million no well. Some of them don't born. And it's, I don't know.
That's the whole country with that now.
Yeah, man.
Who else is remaining staying in that country?
It is what it is. Before we become victims, for those who are watching us all over the world, before we also become victims, and it's so, you see, there's something, there's no where you are, you go collect. There's no where you are all over the world. Directly or indirectly, you go collect. Imagine people, they are laughing. They said, bank manager resigned, I became a cleaner abroad. But you know one thing, those who have been doing cleaning, doing other jobs, security, they are landlord to the the fancy car driving bank executive, estate managers in Nigeria. But wherever you are, those investments are drowning now because of the failure of Nigeria. Of
is it not the same pound sterling? Is it not the same pound sterling that cleaner will send through Western Money Union transfer and you will collect it? Oh, you know you can eat the money, but you don't like the job.
No.
Because
waiting day you're abroad, serve. But the point I actually wanted to bring out there is that all of now we don't work hard, build houses. Now they don't send you picture. Say your house in call water don't carry away because of the failure of leadership of 40 years. But guess what? In 2022, let us blame God who sent too much rain that we can't control.
We do on top of them now. We do on top of them. They should go and collect their PVC and vote in their criminals. I don't have no pity for them. I don't have no pity for them, just like your last caller said, that she doesn't have any pity for them. Because you're doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're expecting a different result. It's madness.
It is. Let me take this another one again as well. Yuma, it's actually good to hear from you, Baba. Stay safe, eh?
Don't worry, Baba.
Nice one, mommy.
All right, man.
Stay safe. Yeah, bye-bye. So I have another person here. It seems another veteran is back on. Princess. How are you?
I'm Kaleo.
Kaleo, bawoni. So we are coming close to the end of the program as well. And I don't know where you joined us, Omar. So okay, go on.
We are the only weapon, fashioned against ourselves. Nobody should come here and start the drama of compulsory TV, compulsory clinical. The downside flood here is what I've been looking at.
Yep.
Ordinarily, when you go to villages and it rains heavily, snakes will start coming out of their holes, Ẹranko mama jáde. Omi tó ń wẹ̀ nú ẹ̀ yẹn, òkú tó ti si síbẹ̀rì. Omi ti wú òkú ọ̀lẹ síta.
You know what happened?
I saw a video yesterday. They were picking corpses everywhere.
Did you see where they're picking them and moving them in that water? They can't even carry them. They'll have to use
the exactly. The caskets were floating. And you see people with mental problems seeing this as something that they should make jokes and TikTok videos about.
No, Princess, they are saying that why are you blaming them? That can anybody control a natural disaster? Because they made them believe that it is natural disaster.
Natural disaster. Àtìgbà tí kíni ìdíṣẹ̀lẹ̀ last week mo ti kọ sí comment section yìí pé lagdo dam lọ sílẹ̀. I was having this discussion with Bolu that lagdo dam lọ sí sílẹ̀ ńbẹ̀. How long are we going to continue like this? Maiyegun, the people abroad might be feeling this thing is not affecting them directly.
Well,
I am saying it is not a vision, When you do a little bit of thinking, then you add Nigerian craziness into it, you will understand that in another 2000 kilowatt, am I go 2022? In another 8 years, I am not joking, no. The whole of Europe is having economic crisis, Maiyegun.
That's right.
The dollar does not have anything backing it apart from Saudi oil. Yeah? There is something called BRICS. I think everybody should check it out.
That's
Brazil. Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They are coming together, Baba. They called Nigeria into this, but Ọlọ́run bá wọn ṣe wọn fẹ́ bó lórí burúkú wọkọ̀ pọ̀ náà ni. So Nigeria ò dá wọn lóhùn. That thing is meant to be brinks. Nigeria ò dá sí ni, Baba. I tell you today, those people are trying to create a currency. You know, I told you one time like that if we talk about money on this program, people will, even people abroad, will start having common sense. The Bank of England is to England as Vatican is to Rome. There is no two ways about it. When you have assets and there is an inflation, you become richer. Assets, inflation, though, the assets, you become poorer. See, there is no two ways about it.
That's economy.
If they are able to pull through and they have gold backing whatever currency they are bringing on, the world will shift, drastically away from dollar. Old glory, America because dollar reserve majority of the people in the world.
That's right.
So, si anything ba she American dollar, America tí ò ní value kankan tẹ́ pé kàn wọnú bẹ̀ on print ẹ̀ jáde ni. Si anything ba she American dollar ẹ Maiyegun, gbogbo àwọn tí wọn ò bá wọn dá sí wàhálà ni nǹkan máa ń ṣe.
That's right.
So, tí owó yín bá wà affected níbi tẹ́ wà yẹn, tí World Economic Order tí ẹ gbéṣẹ́ fún World Economic Forum tẹ́ gbéṣẹ́ fún táwọn yẹn gbéra wọn dé tán ní by 2030, oh yeah, you don't need to own anything and you'll be enjoying. Gbogbo yín á fẹ́ darí padà wálé. Majority of people are talking about Nigeria. They don't even know what is going on in the countries they are living in. Tomba darí wálé, ẹ̀yin lè máa padà sí iṣẹ́ láwọn tẹ́ fi CV. Wọ́n ti dé kádàrá wọn má golo. Kò sí bọ́ ẹ fẹ́ ṣe. Nígbà táwọn fouls jáde, Fẹ́mi Fálànà.
It look like, well, like you said, in another few years, if things continue like this, I was talking to Agbeke in the car today, and we're just talking about our gas, for example. So gone are the days when I used to load 45 pounds for a whole month for our gas, yeah? So let's say we have a bigger family now, so we use more, then it got to 98 pounds. Then it got to 145 pounds.
Maiyegun, I told you at April,
well, so what I'm saying
but some people were just
yeah, what I'm trying to say, Princess, that is to corroborate what you are saying, right? Is that the cost of living crisis, Russia and the rest of that, yeah. So today I realized that it's actually going to cost me about 370 pounds to warm my house and keep my family warm every month. Now that is times 4.
Okay, every month.
A month, yeah. That used to be 47, 48 pounds. Oh, no joke, Princess. In a month. And during the winter, I spent like 60 pounds, 65 pounds a month. Then it changed to 98 pounds. Then it changed to 148 pounds. Then it's now over nearly 400 pounds. Oh, you won't believe it, oh. Salary àwọn kan nìyẹn o lọ́sẹ̀.
Mo sọ fún Àbí mo sọ fún pé imú yín máa bó, ojú yín náà máa bó. Gbogbo la máa sanwó ṣá àwọn tó ń fund ogun yìí. Boeing plane tẹ́ ń wọ̀ ká tó ń ṣe Boeing, ó ń ṣe ìbọn náà. Nínú gbogbo top ìbọn companies 10 tó wà ní ayé, tó wà ní West, méje ní Amẹ́ríkà ló wà. Mẹ́ta wà ní méjì wà ní England àbí ẹyọkan wà l'Australia. Everybody is cashing out on it. Ọdẹ ń gbé ẹrù yẹn ń gbélé àwa lórí. The flood and everything, understatement. They told me about Loto. Crocodile. I just son of a bitch. Crocodile.
They found a crocodile, princess. They found a crocodile in water somewhere in Port Harcourt, River State, yeah. Because in their culture, in their tradition, they are not allowed. They cannot kill crocodile because that means they are killing their ancestors. So guess what? They have to carry everybody out of the building. The water is everywhere. Everybody has to leave the building for the crocodile until their majesty is comfortable enough to leave. Like you are saying. So anything
we
crocodile
300 million pounds. Whoa.
Princess.
Yeah, just son of a bitch. Everybody, Lara Maiyegun, whoa. I'll just sit here. Toba se para sugbogbo. You know they are working all over us right now.
Yes, they are.
I think sumo stage bito mama bere mi lowo wa. Àwọn èèyàn máa dúró sórí cliff báyìí. Wọ́n ló dá kí mi make I dey go ló máa kù because ìlú òyìnbó gan ò ní ṣe é gbé fáwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀.
Kò dẹ̀ ṣe é gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Na Africa dẹ̀ ni ló ti bàjẹ́ to the last yìí. Maiyegun jẹ́ ká máa owó yẹn máa tún yìí ṣẹlẹ̀. Bọ̀ mo mọ̀ pé diary ni program yìí ó máa wà lákọọ́lẹ̀ pé ọ̀kan ti sọ́ọ́rí. Kò ní Baba.
Thank you so much, Princess. Good night. Evening, Thank you very much. So I'll take my last caller. Let me say I'll take my last call now. And here we have my last caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Danisa, how are you?
Thank you. Thank you for the great job. Already Princess Sonia, and it's not a joke. Anyway, it's not a joke. Seriously, I will just add a little bit to what she said.
Please do.
Well, yes. Ọ̀rọ̀ pé gbogbo ara tẹ̀kọ́ máa jẹ breakfast. Wá ṣe breakfast ẹ̀kẹ́ wá ṣe ti abroad kan. The problem here is that from our analysis, ìgbà tí gbogbo ẹ bá wá lè tán bí báyìí gan, àwa gan tí a wà tá a padà sá kúrò ní pé ilé ò ṣe gbé. A máa padà ní.
Àwa padà nítòótọ́. Bó jẹ́ a máa padà unannounced ni, a máa yọ padà pé ọmọ ó dẹ̀ ti dogun sí i o. Like, Kusile is better than Kusiberi o.
Very true, Maiyegun. Wọ́n ní pé ilé bàbá kan kì í bọmọ lẹ́rù lọ́rọ̀ náà máa di.
Popular. Wagba, are you not the one that are telling us every time you talk, you say, you Nigerians, all of you Nigerians. Baba, you don't come back again. You say, wow, ilé bàbá mo bọmọ lẹ́rù. You cannot ask me that question. This is my father's land.
Maiyegun.
You die here.
Maiyegun. Kò tẹ̀ lọ́tọ̀ máa kò tẹ̀ sí bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́yẹ̀ pé àkìlọ̀ wá ṣe.
And you know that is going to be a problem, oh, Baba. You know that the only reason is problem all of us we left Nigeria 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't think if we massively return, we can never be as patient as those who live in Nigeria. And that's where the problem will start.
Never.
Some of those who live in America, who are used to fucking men, some of them do, Baba. If they go back and they manage to access even if Nashakabula, you annoy them, conductor annoy them, they shoot them. They say, well, we don't used to have all this problem. Oh, now all this return new.
My conductor this more.
Conductor gone to bati woju e bayi. Ati sọ pé sorry sir, next money because of pé eléyìí, ó dà pé return leleyi. Inú dem bí wọn lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
And by the time we are coming back, it will be Nigeria will be already in a state of anarchy.
Sure, you get it.
It should be in a state of anarchy. There is no other way around it. You know why? Just like Princess was saying, should be back to Daruton. I want to sponsor. I want terrorism. I want to terrorists on bad Nigeria. Terrorists is not from anywhere. They are the ones sponsoring it.
They are not invincible people now, and they are even so proud to showcase them and say they are rehabilitating them. Yes, sir. Even Afghanistan, Iraq, and all these places that America have been to looking for terrorists. None of them can come out and say they have in custody. Even Guantanamo Bay, Guantanamo Bay, that they pick all terrorists all over the world. One population 1,000. Nigeria is bragging that they have 159,000 repentant terrorists, and it's an achievement for them. Guess what? More and more people are still being kidnapped and killed by the same repentant terrorists. Nigeria
No, àwọn tó ń ṣe náà ni àwọn ará bíbá yìí náà ni àti àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa ní Yankee.
Kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Àwọn ọlọ́wà ń jẹ. Àwọn bó ṣe ba Libya ìjọ náà wọ́n fẹ́ ba Nàìjíríà.
Àwọn tó wà nílé náà tó ń jẹ nídìí ẹ̀ tó ti sọ the business.
Òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ló sọ but because nítorí ni pé àwọn ń ṣe yẹn strategically because ìgbà tó gbéjọba lé wọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn gẹ́gẹ́ bó yẹ sọ earlier pé àwọn quota àbí quota system.
Okay.
Oh no, serious, yeah. These people cannot think deeply. And that takes me back to what I was going to say before adding on to Princess. Cherry, when Nigeria, our southern Nigeria, this issue of 2023 is just a gimmick. Yeah?
It is.
Common sense suggests this is when Nigeria needs to break. Did they make that mistake? In fact, I was surprised showing the way they've, this oil theft. When you see the oil theft, all the piping network, is very clear. These people have been stealing from the whole country for over 20 years. Guess what?
Tell us.
These same people that are stealing are the same people, that are saying Nigeria doesn't have money. Therefore, they're going to go and borrow loan.
Yes.
The loan they took is the same loan that IMF now gives Nigeria concession to the extent that we can't even have our own electricity. Yeah, we don't have that control over our economy. And that's the reason why our currency is come down to what it is. These same people stealing in the government are the same people that are saying they want to remove subsidy, that they are killing millions. Because all the people that are dying is because of the economy. We don't have hospitals.
Yes.
The road is a nightmare. People are dying on a daily basis. Yeah.
And the economy is in shambles.
And come to think,
poverty is
increasing. In shambles.
Joblessness is increasing. So it's insecurity.
Absolutely. Because people, all the oil revenue we're supposed to get from the oil is going to the pocket of some people. And where is this account?
Nobody
this account are in foreign land. No, we know where they are. This is the country. Look, but it's only because they're fighting with Russia that we know that the Russian mafia have the money in this country.
That's true.
The same thing is with Nigeria. Yeah. There is money laundering law in this country. How are they able to bring money on that large scale? We have a problem.
You know, sir, that is one thing somebody said that one compromise that America has on so many countries in the world, which is, when you say countries, we are talking about the controllers of those countries, either politics, industry, economy, finance, all those stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because when you lose your money, it is always better valued in dollars. So America owed in trust trillions, if not hundreds of trillions of assets for dictators, for monarchs, for looters, for this and that, and even for drug smugglers, and all that, all over the world. So because that is the only value that you could store there. So if anybody say, oh, we're going to fight America back, you have a lot to lose. And I mean, talking about, them taking our money. So when we now declare poverty, we are poor, we don't have money, then they are willing, through their institutions, World Bank, this and that, to loan the money back to us by devaluing your own currency, which actually devalues the lives of your people. How ironical is that? Robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it's like the same practice, just disguised in different names. Same thing.
And Maiyegun, let me tell you one amazing thing.
Tell me.
And now, the people making the laws in this people making the part. And this one is very funny. Nigerians are now the one employed because of Agbariwa. Honestly, no, if you look at Ngozi General, she's in charge And those are the
policy formulators for Africa. No, they have a name for them. They say they are the policy formulators for Africa when it comes to World Health Organization, World Bank. And guess what, right? Despite all these positions they gave to these people, sir, Africa always come last in anything global. Take COVID, for example.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah?
That's where I'm going.
COVID, for example.
Yeah. That's where I'm going. If you look at America now, their government, how many Nigerians have you got in the government?
Well, quite a few.
Are they not the one formulating the law and, the policies that affect their own country?
The policies on wealth sharing and all of that stuff. And it is quite strange that, you are so right, sir, because indeed
they don't remember their own country. Maiyegun.
Sir?
When Joseph was in diaspora, he remember his people in Egypt. When he was in Egypt, he remember his people in Israel. How come our own people, I'm sorry to say, we black people, when they put us in position, a black man, he forgets his own country.
They say it's in our gene. A black man is selfish. A white man is selfish. But the selfishness of a white man, in their views, which they have proved, is for the common good of the white people. And they've never shied away from it. The white, the black man's greed and selfishness is all about
me and my family.
Exactly. That's the difference.
His family.
That's the difference.
Short-sightedness.
Human nature comes, greed comes with human nature. Majority of us are just so good enough to manage our greed. You know that? Human nature is greed. That is why, let me give you an example, sir. Let me give you an example, right? You have a car.
I'm listening, man.
Right? You have a car, and this car costs you about 10 grand. Lovely car, amazing. A year or two after, you started beginning to feel like, damn, it's old. No, you can afford another one, but that's greed, right? Because you could afford another 20 grand car. You have the money. You can go for it. It's because of that, your greed. But you can say, no, I don't think I need a car. Or in fact, I don't need a 20 grand car. I could use that money for something else. That's controlling your greed. Now, human nature is always greed. Right, sir? But people who manage to control them, unfortunately, which to our own detriment, sir, is that the white people are greedy, selfish, call anything you want to call them. But when it comes to for common good, you can never compare them to a black man. It is heartbreaking because, sir, you know one thing, right? Black men don't even want to take responsibility. Would you believe that? They say, no. Have you forgot colonialism? Have you forgot this? Have you forgot slavery? I say, okay, I understand all those. But are those slavery and colonialism also teaching our people to loot us? Take them abroad? Hello. Sir?
When you stand up and you said, look, we need to ask for reparation, or a black man will be saying, what is it?
For what?
Slavery of 400 years ago. Kill me. Can we not move forward? That's the black person,
Those are likely the religious ones, okay? Others will tell you point blank. See, others will tell you point blank. My friend, forget about any reparation, Jerry. If they give you to our leaders, they go steal them. That moment, your liver will cut. That moment, you said will be like,
that's one.
If they give them the money, we will never see it. Everybody, the conversation, that's the end of the conversation. You end it there and say, well, that's true, Sha. A black man.
And Maiyegun, why are we seeing what we're seeing today? Is because these people, French, British, they are yet to pay reparation. If not, they won't continue. You know why?
Tell us.
When the German fought here in the war, they lost. They pay reparation. The Japanese pay reparation.
Because that's how you have a closure. You can't say something you did in the past is wrong, right? And then you want to move on like that. That's not how it works. Because the way this whole world works still today is that the past they are telling us not to really dwell on, right? We are still trapped in that past in a way, okay? So reparation means a closure. It is not absolute closure. It's just something to say, yes, we are wrong. We actually admitted we are wrong. No amount of whatever we pay back will make up for all of that, okay? But we'll continue to make sure that we build relationship that will at least mend those past. Here you get now, reparation.
Correct.
Reparation to the African right now. They'll tell you, Baba, we need that.
No,
I would rather they give us an opportunity without having to harm us and begin to pump guns, weapons into especially Nigeria, exactly and just let us go our separate ways peacefully. That's something I would love to ask.
But Maiyegun, that's exactly my point.
Good.
If they are paid reparations, there will be no basis for them to be interfering now. Look at Israel.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at Israel. Maybe now, if you say anything, they will say anti-Semitism.
And that's in fact, it's so stronger than racism. If they should, if you are caught with anti-Semitism, Holocaust, the Jews, all the sins of Hitler, now you go carry them. So it's more serious than racism. I'm with you.
Absolutely. Why? Because the Israel makes sure their voice reparation is paid by the Germans, and then their voice is on the rooftop. Yeah, because they join voice together. We black people, we've not joined our voice together because they will go and bring one person they paid brown envelope to come and say we don't need it. Is it not time to move on? And that's why they're interfering in our affairs. There you go. Then let me keep.
I mean, I enjoyed that. I actually enjoy our conversation. It's like you and I are sitting somewhere next to a windy beach, and then somehow we get caught in a political conversation. I enjoyed it, and thank you for spending your evening with me. Okay? Thank you so much. This is where we're going to draw the curtains tonight. It's been a pleasure for those who spend their evening with me and those who wish they called in that they could add their own voice. I know time is not really our friend tonight, but I hope you learn one or two things from what I had to say tonight. And to those who came out today to show their support and in memoriam of those that Nigeria killed and denied 2 years ago, they will never be forgotten. But the most time is that you can actually end it, so that it will never repeat itself. For what it is worth, I want to say thank you to all of you who came out today, and all of you who are currently working, working your asses out to ensure that those they kidnapped today, those young men and women they put in their trucks today, that they actually get their freedom. And then thank you to all of you for tonight. My super chatters, my regular members of the Temple of Truth, all of you, thank you. And then my callers too. Don't leave without liking the broadcast. I'm going to see you some other time. So good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.